Hello, and welcome to my marketplace simulation presentation. I am Zach Delcurti, founder and CEO of Easy Bike Company. When I first planned what kind of bicycle store I had in mind, I set some personal goals in the first quarter which I never changed throughout the simulation. I wanted to develop all of my business skills in this simulation because I've never had this kind of experience before. The simulation was realistic in how in-depth each factor of our marketing decisions affects brand awareness and profit margins. Knowing that I could treat this sort of like a game, I wanted to be the best competitor I could be while still enjoying the simulation in the process. This was my mindset for every quarter, and it worked well for me. I finished the simulation with a cumulative total performance score of 112.68, which was second highest among our class and first in my industry. The first half of the simulation, I really had to get a feel for how the market responded to my bike brands and advertisements. My strategic goal was to invest all of the money I could early with hopes of creating long-term financial success. I used the majority of the headquarters funds creating brand awareness to increase my sales volume. I knew headquarters would not get their investment back right away. My first positive return on investment was 31% in quarter 7, followed by 194% in the last quarter, in large part due to my early investments in research and promotion. Quarters 1, 2, and 3 involved the planning and organizing of brands and regional sales outlets. I used the 6 P's framework to organize my marketplace experience. My product and price goals were to have a superior, custom 3D printed carbon fiber bike that people were willing to spend a little more money on because of the brand name value. After analyzing my market research, I opened my first 2 stores in New York City and Nantes, France during the second quarter. Then, I opened Amsterdam and Portland stores in quarter 3 to test the market, and Tokyo and Melbourne in the fourth quarter. I decided to open stores in these 6 cities because they had the highest demand and most access for people to buy a bike. My thought for Easy Bike Company was to have a small line of the top quality bikes to create heavy demand. To start, I got the company's name on the map by investing in promoting my bikes in local advertisements, point-of-purchase displays, and organic web searches. I used the customer needs link often to build my bike brand so I could learn each target segment's preferences. My bikes were designed to strategically target the young and middle-aged adult bike lover who wanted a high-class carbon fiber bike that was easy to ride, easy to maintain, and easy to look good on. My first-generation product portfolio from the Easy Bike Company featured one brand for each of the recreational, mountain, and work product lines. I tried my best to keep my product line small with a maximum of 2 or 3 brands for each target segment. This was my process, and it helped reduce costs so I did not waste resources trying to sell outdated bike brands. I hired sales and service people based on the demand in each region. To provide exceptional customer service, most Easy Bike stores had at least one specialist for each product line and one service person, with some segments having more specialists than others. My performance report after quarter 3 was promising, but I had plenty to learn from. I managed to gain 47% of the total market share in my industry initially, with my recreational and mountain bikes having a majority demand share in their segments. A couple of things I had to get a grip with early on was designing attractive advertisements and functional brands. My advertisement and brand judgment ratings were unacceptable by my standards. My work segment product, the Expression, did not sell well in quarter 3, so I had to make some revisions to the work segment for quarter 4. I also designed my first racing bike for the speed segment, the Enigma, during quarter 4. Creating advertisements may have been one of the more tedious tasks during the marketplace simulation. I tried many combinations of designs, hoping I could get an understanding of which delivered benefits were most attractive to consumers. As the simulation wore on, I was copying my competitors' ads with high judgment ratings and made changes to them so that my ads were tailored to my brands. This took up a lot of my time, but ad judgments gradually improved. By the end of the simulation, all of my top brand ads had the highest rating in their respective industries in both regions. After quarter 4, I managed to hold on as the total market share leader and the leader in recreation, mountain, and speed segments. For quarter 5, I began investing in new bike technologies for future bike designs such as enriched carbon fiber material, an 11-speed gear shift, and a pedal-powered phone charger. The Expression was still not selling as I would have liked after quarter 4, even though the work segment was the last of my priorities. To try and bolster the sales in my work segment product line, I designed a new work bike named the Envy with an I during quarter 5, which was later renamed to Envy with a Y and offered in quarter 6 with added features. My new R&D features were also implemented in 2 new speed bikes, the Enigma 2 and Enigma Light, and 1 new recreational bike, the Explorer Light, heading into quarter 6. I continue to invest heavily in R&D into quarter 7 so that newer, better easy bike brands would be offered in the future. Results of the total market share from quarter 5 was my weakest quarter of the simulation compared to the competition. I managed to be the second leading market shareholder, but access to additional inbound and outbound media allowed me to grow Easy Bike's brand awareness. I invested money into social media, regional media, and search engine marketing heading into quarter 6 to cause more traffic on Easy Bike's website and storefronts. I regained the market share leader spot after quarter 6 with my speed and work brands leading their target segments in demand. My ad judgment rating was still improving during this time, but clearly my ad content was associated with demand and sales because as my Envy and Enigma Light brand advertisements improved, so did my sales in those market segments. As I prepared for quarter 7, I was actually planning my decisions for quarter 8, our last quarter to make an impact on the marketplace. I decided to take my first work bike, the Expression, off the store shelves and insert another new brand design named the Eco. Since I had created new brand designs for the speed, recreation, and work segments, it was time to design a new and improved mountain bike named the Elevate Elite. I also made my last R&D investments in quarter 7 so that new brands were ready for quarter 8. As the new brands were offered in stores, I began replacing older brand advertisements with new ads in regional media, social media, and search engine marketing. I also invested in video sharing for the first time during quarter 7 to physically show consumers how great Easy Bike Company brand is. Professional training programs were also provided to improve customer service in my 6 stores. My new mountain bike brand caused a shift in demand for quarter 7 in favor of Easy Bike's mountain segment. My decisions for quarter 8 were easy to make because of all the efforts in the previous 7 quarters. I had all of my R&D feature investments available to my disposal, my ad content judgment rating had improved significantly, and my paid search engine marketing was bringing in a ton of impressions and visits to the store. It was time to put all of my chips in one last effort to beat the competition. I took down the rest of my first generation product profile and replaced it with a whole new product profile of Easy Bike brands. Easy Bike Company's latest line of brands were what I had envisioned for my company in the very beginning of the simulation. This was the last quarter to make changes in the business, so I hired more staff at my stores to keep up with the demand of all my brands, continued the professional training programs, and added bonuses and free gift incentives to my top third of sales and service people. Easy Bike Company's second year ended on a very high note with a dominating market share of 40%, along with the highest demand in work, recreation, and mountain segments. My speed segment was 1% away from sharing the lead in demand. Quarter 8 saw my highest performance score, which was over 160, as well as marketing effectiveness, which was rated at .968. This was a great experience for me because I learned about the many facets of how to run a business. I lowered my initially high prices during the first 5 quarters because they were overly competitive, failing to generate sales. However, I gained a better market position utilizing the benefit differentiation steal share strategy. I defended my market position by launching a new vertical extension offering using the sandwich strategy that brought prices of my old brands low enough to compete with cheaper competitors and positioning my newer brands with higher prices. To be honest, I didn't know what to name my company in the beginning of the semester, so I just made it easy for myself with Easy Bike Company. As you may have been able to tell, I was consistent with a few factors in my company that I felt helped gain and defend my market position as well. I made sure each bike brand's name started with the letter E to match the theme of Easy Bike. The name and brands also corresponded to the target segment they were in. For example, I named my work bikes Envy and Eco to attract customers that wanted to reduce their carbon footprint and leave a friendlier mark on the environment. Thank you, Professor Spinogle, for teaching us this semester, and I hope you and your family enjoy the rest of your summer. And these are my sources. Thank you.